Which shoes are the best shoes to wear at Disney World? We're going to talk about some of our favorites. Let's get started.
Welcome back to Liz Fiero. I'm Andy.
I'm Liz.
You are heading to Disney World. You're packing your bags. You're trying to decide which pair of shoes do you take. Do you just take one? Do you take two? Do you take one for every occasion? What is the right way to do this? We have an answer for you today.
Well, you know me, I've got to take Loungefly and I've got to take shoes because if my feet are uncomfortable, I'm not comfortable.
Right.
And I do like a couple of different types of shoes. So let's dive right in. I do like sandals. They've got to have grippies on the bottom, so they got to be pretty sturdy. But guys, it's hot in Florida and the pavement is hot in Florida. And that means for me, my feet sweat and it gets uncomfortable. So I also have to wear socks. Now, Morgan rolls her eyes when I put socks with these Tevas, but it does keep me from getting blisters. Just remember that your feet are going to be on some hot, hot pavement.
Now, another thing that you need to keep in mind is make sure that the shoe that you're taking works, not that it's just broken in. For example, this shoe right here, it's great for trail hiking and I used it all the time. But when we went to the park and the parks in the early morning had been pressure washed, it didn't work for that. I kept slipping in this shoe. So make sure that the shoes that you are taking work in multiple situations.
Another thing is you need to know your feet. All right, if you can walk comfortably all day long in a pair of Crocs and you've got good arch support and it's not going to tire out your legs and you like them, wear them. Be aware though, if you walk in water, those holes are going to let all that water in. So always, always, always take an extra pair of socks.
Now, while you're still packing your bags and you're wondering which pair of shoes you should take, you definitely want to consider taking multiple pairs of shoes, not just because you might have a formal dining experience one night and then park, hitting it hard on one day. But here's another thing is that you might want to consider two types of tennis shoes. The reason is that different pairs of shoes hit your feet differently. So if you walk 7, 8, 10 miles in one day, which is very doable at the parks, this shoe might feel really good for that first day, but on the second day, your foot's kind of hurting. So you might want to switch to a different kind of shoe that hits it differently and gives those other parts of your foot a break.
Now, another thing to consider is TSA, and you have to take your shoes off at the airport. So take some slip-ons. It makes it really super convenient to travel.
And that's one thing that I always do is I take a separate pair of shoes just for travel days to and from.
Now, we've already touched on it, but you're going to be walking anywhere from 6 to 10, 12 miles a day. For me, a nice, comfy run-walk shoe is the way to go. I can wear this guy, the same shoe, all week long, but I do have to change socks in the middle of the day, and I always want to make sure I've got lots of tread, because you can see that right there. These shoes, I'm about to walk a hole in them, so maybe taking them to the park is not the best idea.
Another thing to keep in mind is to make sure that you're wearing the right shoe for the right occasion. For example, if you're going to a water park, make sure that you're wearing maybe some flip-flops or Crocs, things that are easy to take on and off. But the other thing is you might not need a pair of tennis shoes because there isn't a lot of walking. And that also goes to say that if you do have some dining experiences that you want to dress up for and you know you're going to be doing that, take those types of shoes with you as well. The biggest thing here is plan ahead with your footwear.
I would take all 3 of these shoes. I just want to make sure that I have plenty of socks because that's where my comfort lies.
For me, I'm going to take a couple of pairs of tennis shoes and a pair of flip-flops. For me, after a long day at the park, I want to take my shoes off and to have a pair of flip-flops that I can just kind of walk around the resort in just feels right for me. If you're enjoying this video and getting value out of it, if you will, hit the big thumbs up button and share it.
Ding that notifications bell, and that way you're gonna know every time we go live or we put up a video. Now, along with these shoes, I'm gonna need socks, moleskin, and band-aids. You can't forget those. If you wanna know what else I take to the parks, check out this video.
Yeah, and until next time, get out there, have some fun, and we'll see you on the flip side.